your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
So guys, it's obviously my birthday and I'm wilding out. Hi TGC Fam, welcome back to Tall Girl Chronicles. So it's my birthday today. Let's be honest, it was my birthday yesterday. I was supposed to film this video yesterday, but it didn't work out in my favor. So we're just gonna act like today's my birthday even though it was actually yesterday. So happy birthday to me, guys. So I just wanted to do a video about 30 things that you should know in your 30s. I am in my 30s, let's not talk about it. We're just gonna say 30 question mark. So these are 30 questions that you should be able to ask yourself and answer in your 30s. So I have 30 questions. We're going to go through it as fast as we can and we're going to see how this goes. But before I get started, I do have some Timmy Time cocktail here that I'm going to partake in. So let me just pour that out. I haven't opened it yet, so ooh, Lord. Wait, was I supposed to put this in the fridge? I don't even know, y'all. Hopefully I don't get sick. So I'm just going to pour it out. Just sip on this while I'm answering these questions. I may need some liquid courage. Alright, so this is the down south. I don't know what's in there. I know black labels in there and some apples are in there. So I have my beverage. Let me take a sip. Ooh. This is good. This is good. I need to find what's in here. That's good. Okay, let's not get too excited about it. Okay, so the first question says, is my job exciting for me in my life right now? I would say yes. It's something that I never thought I'd be doing, and it's within the hospitality industry. And when we do have guests again, and when we had guests in the past, it was very exciting because I was able to display my creativity in terms of creating a guest experience. Of course, I'm in a management role now, so that's a new journey for me as well. So I'm just taking in all the experience that I can, and I do have what would I say, aspirations to move on to a particular position. So my aim now in life is just to get as much experience as I can in different roles. So that's my little strategy right now for my career. So where I am right now, I'm definitely excited. I will say that I'm a little bummed because of what's going on with the world, and it's kind of just put my job and my whole industry on kind of just a halt. So hopefully later on in the year things will pick up and I'll get back into the more exciting aspect of it, but for right now it's kind of quiet. So I would say yes, for right now my job is exciting. So the next question is my job giving me the freedom to explore my creativity, which I kind of just mentioned in the first question. So I definitely think it is. There are things that I'm doing that I never thought I'd do. There's an aspect of my job now where I realize how much I enjoy event planning, so that is something new that has kind of just popped up for me, even though low-key I feel like I always knew that because I always enjoy planning things for other people, but on this level now I realize how much I enjoy it, so that's kind of exciting as well. Okay, so the next question is, do I feel challenged by my job? I would definitely say yes. When you're expected to meet the expectations of people who are paying their good old hard-earned coin to have a great experience, I would definitely say yes. It's definitely challenging, and I myself try my best to challenge myself to ensure that I can meet their expectations. And sometimes you will come across difficult guests who you just feel like you can't please, but I have made it my mission with this particular job that anything a guest needs, I'm going to ensure that I go all out to meet their expectations, and when they're done they can't say I didn't try. You heard me? If my staff are not able to meet it, I'm going to try my best to meet it. And that's just a goal and a challenge that I've given to myself to be able to meet guest expectations no matter what. Of course, there are limitations. I'm not going to do any and everything, but they're definitely limitations. But that is my biggest challenge as it relates to my job. And I quite enjoy. It can be a little bit frustrating, but it shows you how far you can push yourself. So yeah, definitely challenging. The next question is, am I still growing in my job? I would definitely say yes. I have only been doing it for what, the past 2 years? 2 years. So there's definitely growth to be had. I'm definitely here to soak up all the experience that could come in the future. And I feel like the growth has been on a pause a little bit. In a kind of a way, it has been paused a little bit because I'm not able to get the hands-on experience. However, in the background, I'm definitely trying to get my experience online as much as possible and just soaking up information as possible. So I just feel like with any job that you have, there's potential for growth, but it's how you go about and find that growth. So if you can't get that growth at work per se, hands-on, you can always go online and learn something, whether it be paid or for free. YouTube is there, Google is there. You can learn anything in this world for free as far as I'm concerned. All right, so the next question says, what do I want for myself while I am single? I've been using my single journey to just work on myself. I have not been out of a relationship. Like, I feel like I've been in a relationship constantly back to back for a few years, and I have not been out of one for so long. So I feel like I need a break. I feel like I needed a break after the last one. I knew I needed a break, and I took that break, which I'm so thankful for. So I'm just working on myself, working on my spiritual journey. That's just a major focus for me right now, and just working on being able to make my own self happy before I can allow somebody to come into my life and add to that happiness. So that is just what I'm using single life to do: education, spirituality, and working on myself overall. So the next question says, what parts of my mind, body, and heart have been speaking to me lately? That's kind of an odd question. Let me take a sip because I don't know how to answer that question. Okay, so what part of my mind? I feel like as of late, what's been coming up on my mind really is spirituality. Just trying to become closer with God, and just I'm struggling with getting to that point where I can feel like fully committed to God and just fully saved. So I feel like that has been on my mind a lot, just being more aware of my actions and the things that I'm doing and whether it's in his favor or not. So those are kind of the things that come up on my mind recently all the time. So as it relates to my body as well, fitness is kind of one of my biggest focuses right now, just ensuring that I'm as healthy as possible. I do have a lot of health complications, so at a very young age I've had them. So I just want to be able to focus and make myself as healthy as possible. As well, I just want to see my body at a place that I've never seen it before. Over the years, I've been doing a lot of fitness challenges and trying to do all these different exercises and diets and everything that you can think of, and I have not been able to get my body to a place that I've desired. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. It's still not there. It looks a lot better than what it has been in the past, but it's still something to work on, and it's a challenge for me. In terms of my heart, my heart is kind of on lockdown right now. I am just at a stage where I'm protecting my heart as much as possible. And heart disease, I'm just eating healthy. Does that mean anything with the heart, child? I don't know. So the next question is, where am I not listening, or where am I resisting my own intuition or my wisdom? I feel like as of late, when it comes to making decisions, I have just been not secure in decision making. Like simple things, I've just been going back and forth, and I'm not used to that, and I don't know what that stems from. I don't know. I really don't know where it's coming from, because I've never been an indecisive person who makes a decision and then 2 seconds after questions if that's the right decision that I make. So that's one thing that's been happening to me a lot, and I kind of have to get to the root of all that, because I don't know where it's coming from, and I need to get rid of it because I don't like it at all. It kind of puts me in a little bit of a panic mode, and I've never been a panic attack type of person, and I'm slowly becoming that. So I need to figure out what that stems from. With the help of my therapist, hopefully I'll figure it out. So the next question is, what's my why? Just gonna take a sip again. What's my why? I don't know. I feel like I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know. Like, as it relates to my career, there's so many things that I like to do, but they're so far from each other. I haven't seen a way to combine them. So I feel like I don't have like this one particular why. I feel like I can fit into different roles doing different things, but that one particular why in terms of my career, I haven't figured that out yet, I'll be honest, and I'm still working on that. I do see one way that they can all come together, but that's gonna come with years of experience, so that's what I'm kind of soaking up now in order to work towards that. But for right now, my why, we're gonna put that question on pause. I don't like that question. So the next question is, how do I learn? As I mentioned earlier, there's so many different ways to learn. You can learn from people, other people's wisdom, older people, You can learn online, you can learn from classes, you can learn from just your day-to-day experiences. There's so many ways that you can learn, and I feel like I learn in all those areas. One other way that you learn is by teaching yourself. You can teach yourself and you learn from your own self. So if there's something that you've always wanted to do, just start doing it and try and figure it out on your own. I enjoy figuring out. Like when it comes to software, I enjoy just going on some software and just figuring it out from scratch, not necessarily having a manual or anything, just going, tampering with things, see what happens if I do this or if I do that, and then I learn, oh, so I shouldn't do that because I don't want this to happen. So you can teach yourself to learn as well. So there's so many ways, and I feel like I tap into all those ways because I have a researcher knack about me that just always wants to find out things and learn why things happen the way they are. Like I'm the person who asks the question why for everything. So yeah, you have a whole list of ways to learn, and that's my list of how I learn. So the next question is, where do my relationships stand? I'm gonna assume this is friendships because I'm not in an actual relationship right now, so I'm just gonna push that to the side. Relationship in my personal life, non-existent. So as it relates to friendships though, those relationships, as it stands, I am not a person who has a lot of friends. Like I have a lot of acquaintances, but I don't have a lot of friends, and I don't know, I'm such a to myself person. I feel like all those acquaintances could be friends, but because I don't have this strong desire to always be communicating with people on a day-to-day basis, I myself push them away as friends. But for those people who I do value, whether they're acquaintances or quote-unquote friends, I feel like I'm just at a stage where I'm just sitting back and observing people, like just seeing people for who they are, even if in conversations that we're having, just hearing the things that they're talking about, analyzing things that they say to me as it relates to me, or even themselves, just to see where their mindsets are, if it matches where my mindset is, if these are people that I need to have in my life right now, if they're speaking positively into my life, because right now I have no tolerance for negativity. Like the minute that comes to me, I am just like, okay, bye, can't talk anymore, see ya, deuces. Like I don't have the energy for negativity right now. So I feel like in this stage of my life, as it relates to relationships and friendships, I am just observing, like major observations going on in conversation, just whether it be face to face, over the phone, via text message, the way that they do things on social media. I'm just really observing a lot of things and just sitting back and just taking it all in and just figuring out if these are people that I want in my life or not. So the next question is, how do I nourish my body? I swear I don't do this every day. This I haven't drank in a long time, so don't be thinking that I'm just over here drinking. So how do I nourish my body? I'm a healthy eater for the most part. Only when I go out I really eat bad because I feel like I eat good every day. So if I go out, that's my opportunity to live. But for the most part, I've been like a vegan pescatarian. I know that doesn't make any sense because if you're vegan, you wouldn't eat fish. But the way that I have to eat because of all of my allergies and my health issues, I eat pretty much vegan food. But I don't eat any meat other than fish, if that makes sense. So my side dishes will all be vegan, but then I will incorporate fish on some days, and then other days it's just completely vegan. So that's just where I've been at with my health. I'm not really eating out as much. I still love my Chinese food. I still love my sushi. I mean, listen, I don't know when I'm ever gonna not love those things. So I don't see myself going fully vegan. I've really tried to do it for like the first portion of this year. I got a vegan nutritionist, and she did like a meal plan for me and everything, and I stuck to it, but then I got bored, so I miss my fish. So it was very easy for me to give up chicken, but fish, I'm just not there yet. So vegetarian, no, pesca vegan is what we're going with. That's been my diet for the most part. So the next question is, what am I doing for others? I don't find I've been a person who has necessarily gone out in the community and volunteered and helped others like that. Where I focus my help is just being able to be aware that I'm very blessed in having a job during this time, during this pandemic, and I just remain mindful of that. So anytime that I go out and I'm on the streets, I just always try to buy something from somebody. I just try to help a small business, especially if it's something I can use. I'm down for buying it. But if sometimes it's some things that I don't need, and I see a little child on the road selling something, I just buy it from them because I mean, it's really sad for me to see kids on the streets selling stuff to get money, and then you just don't know their circumstances. You don't know if they're with their parents, if they're not, if their parents are out working as well and maybe sent them out to make some additional money. You just don't know what people's circumstances are, and I'm very aware that I'm blessed to have a job. So I just ensure that I contribute to them in any which way that I can. Like, I just... Not that I'm just shelling down money every time I go out, because of course I have to be smart with my finances, but I just make a conscious effort to contribute to small businesses, especially when I see kids. Like, when I see kids on the road selling stuff, that's when I'm just at my weakest point. I'm sure them kids done pulled one over on me so many times. Like, I remember we went to Jamaica one time for Carnival, and we were in Pizza Hut. This is in the middle of Mass. Oh no, at the end of Mass, and we're in Pizza Hut, and this little boy comes over and he just begging for pizza. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get your pizza for me and you. So I gave him the money to go and order the pizza. Okay, obviously I shouldn't have given him the money. I should have just ordered the pizza and then made him sit and eat it, but whatever. In reflection, I did that wrong. So I gave him the money. I was like, go and order whatever pizza you want. So then 2 seconds, we're in conversation. I'm just assuming he's ordering a pizza. When I look around, I see not damn one boy nowhere. Boy gone with the money. But I mean, I'm not upset about it, because at the end of the, I don't know what he's going to use that money for, but at the end of the day, I was going to give him the money anyway. So if he gone and do whatever he do with his money, as long as it's not drugs, bless his soul, I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. Because I always dedicate a portion of my budget every month towards giving to others. So honestly, it's giving to others. I really don't like to think about negatively what they would do with it, but I have a budget dedicated to giving to others. So once I give it, I'm just content in that I've given to somebody. So the next question is, do I want the whole married with kids thing? Definitely. I expected to be married with kids at the age of like 25 or 26. You know, every child has this dream that they're gonna be married in the 20s, the mid 20s, and that didn't happen that way. But that's fine. That's just not my journey. So, but yeah, definitely, I do still have the dream of that. Hopefully, it happens within my 30s and not my 40s, because I definitely want kids. So, next question is there a better way that I could be spending my time? Probably, because I do watch a lot of Netflix and YouTube. Even though I do so many things right now, like I'm uploading videos on YouTube and I'm filming them and I'm doing my classes, I'm still going to work. Like, I do a lot now, but then I still somehow find a good amount of time to watch Netflix and YouTube. So if I could cut down on the Netflix and the YouTube, yeah, I could use my time more wisely. I'm not gonna lie. It is what it is. So the next question is, what do I do today that my future self would thank me for? And I think that is just being on a spiritual journey right now. I feel like where I am now, it will be so much better in the future, and I'm looking forward to see where that takes me. So I know my own self will be thankful for that in the future. So definitely my spirituality, I would say. And to add to that, speaking it into existence, my health and fitness and where I want my body to be, I feel like me working on the things that I'm working on now is going to put me to where I want to be in the future, and I will be thankful for that when it happens. I'm thankful now, and I'll be thankful then. Do I have life insurance? I actually do have life insurance, and I have had life insurance since age 17. So my premium is pretty low, y'all. Pretty low. So if you don't have life insurance, get on it. As well, if you have children who are getting older, please educate your kids on getting life insurance. My parents didn't necessarily educate me on life insurance. The insurance woman who was hustling me to get the insurance is the one who educated me. But thankfully, so I'm happy she did, because my premium is so low, I ain't got nothing to complain about when it comes to that. So I would say get you the kind of insurance that if you start paying from a young age, that you can make some money back from it. Especially if you I mean, nobody knows if they have a lifelong expectancy, but if you're a healthy person and you don't have any ailments or illnesses, definitely invest in the type of insurance where you're able to get back some of the money that you'd have put in over the years. So the next question is, should I freeze or harvest my eggs? Listen, I don't think I can afford to freeze or harvest my eggs, so should I even answer that question? I mean, if I could afford it, I would, but I'm not at a stage where I can, so I'm not even thinking about that. And honestly, God is going to give me the man and my kids before freeze eggs need to happen. Okay? All right. We have an agreement. So the next question is, what is my debt to savings ratio? Like, who knows that? Do people just know that, or is that a question? Anyways. My debt to savings ratio, I would say, I know my debt is a little bit more than my savings, but it's strategically that way because I'm trying to pay off my debt. So I am doing the snowball effect right now in terms of paying off my debt. So I would say it's maybe like, my debt would be like 1.3 to 1 as it relates. So my debt would be 1.3 and my savings would be 1. And that's just because I'm using a particular strategy right now. And once I'm able to pay off, I have 2 debts that I'm trying to pay off right now in their entirety. And once I pay off one, which should be in like the next month or 2, then I'm going to switch that over to my savings. Or maybe I will just pack that onto the other debt. But I don't know. I may switch it to my savings for a couple months and then switch it back over to the other debt. So I'll see how it goes. So the next question is, what am I looking for in a partner? Well, I'm gonna start with looks. The only thing looks wise or outer wise that I'm looking for is just somebody tall. I know I've spoken in the tall girl chat about, you know, you can't just be attracted to one type of person because that's gonna limit you. All I ask for physically is a tall man. I don't ask for anything else. No, hopefully the tall man comes with nice teeth, and yeah, nice teeth, but that's outwardly, I just would prefer somebody tall. But if that doesn't happen, that's fine, but that's just on my preference list. In terms of their character, I just want somebody who appreciates me for me, who allows me to be myself, somebody who's aware that I may need my space sometimes because I have an only child syndrome, so we gonna need to be, you know, not up onto each other all the time. I just want somebody who's loving, somebody who's trustworthy, somebody who is all the things that I feel like I deserve. Yeah, those are the things that I want in a partner, and I'm sure my list is longer, but I can't think of everything right now. But my list is more so focused on the character rather than the outwardly things. So I'm just being patient and just working on myself and just, you know, working on myself in preparation for that person. Because if I want this quote-unquote perfect man, even though that's not what I say I want, I have to be able to bring something to the table as well and bring something good. So I'm just working on myself in this season of singleness and hoping that I'll get all the things that I've prayed for. We have an agreement, Jesus. We have an agreement. The next question is, what will make me happy? Well, the only thing that I've learned will make me happy is my own self. So me will make me happy. So I'm working on me making me happy right now. So that's the only answer I have for that. Food also makes me happy, but you know, we're not talking about food. We're almost done, guys. We are almost done. I know this video is a little bit long, but we're gonna get through it. Is the job that I currently have is the job that I want in the next 10 years. I would say that it's definitely the industry I want to be within, but not necessarily this particular job, because as I said, there's a particular job that I'm working towards so in my head, so it definitely can't be this job in 10 years if I want to reach that goal that I have. So the answer to that is no, this is not the job that I expect to have in 10 years. So the next question is, do I miss him or her? Well, there's definitely no her because I don't swing that way. Do I miss him? Maybe there's this one person that I miss, but we're not going to talk about that. So I'm just going to say yes. Sips beverage. Do I have any regrets? I think everybody has regrets. Who does not have regrets? I mean, there's nothing you can do about them. Well, maybe there's some things you can do about them, but depending on what the regret is. But I feel like one of my biggest regrets is not running track. I feel like I'd have been a good track star, but I was throwing up the first time I tried to do it and I never passed back and I kind of gave up on it too quick. So I definitely think that's one of my biggest regrets. I feel like I would have been in the Olympics, y'all. Gotten a couple gold medals, been up there with Usain, you know what I'm saying? No? Okay. All right. Am I a good friend? No, I'm not. I mentioned that earlier. I am not the best friend in the world. I have a problem with communicating with people and maintaining communication and reaching out, and I feel like as a result of that, that pushes people away. For people who don't understand the way I operate, that will push them away from me. So I would definitely say I'm not a good friend, but it's something that I'm working on. I'm loving, I'm caring, I still care for people, I will still go all out for people, but it may not necessarily come off that way because I don't communicate with people as often as they would like or expect somebody to do as a friend. So that's definitely an area that I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to be better at that. I'm still not doing very well, but I just hope the people that that I do have as friends just understand and appreciate me for who I am. But yeah, I'm working on it. I swear, I'm working on it. I'm gonna get better at it. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna get better at it. Is the city that you're in the current city that you want to live in? No. And I'm just gonna leave that right there. Because I don't like to share. I don't like to share my goals with people. I don't know. I don't like to tell people where I want to be because I don't want anybody to suck the energy that I have focused on that. So this is not the city where I want to be in or the country, but we will see where I end up in a few years. Is it too late to change? It's definitely not too late to change. I don't think it's ever too late to change anything. It does take time to change, but it's never too late to change. So as I said, I'm working on myself right now, and there are things about myself I'm having to change in that process. So I don't think it's too late to change. I think it's just a matter of being able to identify what you need to change and figuring out how you're going to work towards changing it, and understanding that it's going to take time. My biggest challenge is understanding that it's going to take time to change, because I expect to just change something and it just happen, and if it don't happen, I get irritated. So I would definitely say it's not too late to change things, just depending on what it is, obviously. Am I ready to be an adult? Well, it's too late for that, because we've been adulting. We've been high-level adulting, especially in the last couple of years. So I mean, if I could go back to being a child, who would not be happy to go back to being a child so that other people can pay your bills? You didn't appreciate it then? I sure did not. I appreciate it now, though. So the next question is, do I have the life I wanted? I feel like nobody has the life they wanted. Like, we all have these dreams when we're younger, whether it be as teenagers, as little itty bitty kids, or in your young 20s. You have these dreams and aspirations for yourself that don't necessarily pan out the way you expect them to. So my life is not where I expected it to be now, but I look forward to where it's going to be in the future, because it gotta be good. It gots to be good if it didn't work out the way I expected. The next question is, am I at a healthy weight? I'm at as healthy as a weight as I could be at this point. I don't know what a healthy weight is right now. I don't even know how to answer that question. I guess I'm at a weight where I am satisfied currently with myself, so I have no complaints. So the final question says, guys, if I were to become famous in the next 10 years, what do I think would have made me famous? Well, it would have to be YouTube, because there's nothing else that I'm doing now that I feel like it would make me famous. So I would say YouTube. Speaking into existence, Jesus. Yes. Yeah, it'd have to be YouTube. I don't see anything else that I do right now that would make me famous. Maybe I become a model, but I feel like it's too late. I feel like after 25, model vibes go downhill, or model career go downhill. I don't know. So guys, those are my 30 questions to ask in your 30s. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions that I didn't ask myself that I should probably ask. What are some things that you've been asking yourself or feel like you need to know in your 30s? Let me know down in the comment section below. And one last thing, let me know if somebody calls you on your birthday. This is totally sidetracked. If somebody calls you on your birthday and you miss the call, are you obligated to call them back since it's your birthday, or are you supposed to wait until they call you? Let me know what y'all think. Can we have a discussion about this? Because I don't know why that question bothers me, but it bothers me. Because I feel like I shouldn't have to call you back. Like, if I'm doing something, if like I'm on another call or doing something on my birthday and I miss your call, shouldn't you make the effort to call me back because it's my birthday? Am I looking too much into this? Should I just call the person back? I just overthink everything. So let me know what y'all think about that. Anyways, totally sidetracked, but anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on so that you can get a notification so that you can get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye, TGC Fam.